Hello everyone and welcome to the first tool lecture in geospatial analysis. In this lecture I'm going to show you the clip tool which subsets feature data for us. We already know a few different ways that we could subset data. We can use the intersect tool which takes one feature class and gives you the common areas with another feature class and transfers the attributes in a spatial join-like fashion. And we can also use select by location where I could select the parcels as the target layer from this source layer of this town boundary named English, Indiana, and click OK, and I get those selected. The clip tool is kind of like a cross between those two. The clip tool does what intersect does, and it breaks features. So if I was to zoom in here, this parcel here that crosses the boundary line here would be broken, and I would get only the portion of the parcel that falls within the boundary, just like the intersect tool. But I wouldn't get the attribute transfer of spatial join using the clip tool. Sometimes this is desirable if I'm trying to build a layer for a project and I'm just trying to subset it to my area of interest. I don't need all the rest of these parcels surrounding my town boundary. I just want the parcels that are within the town. I personally like to use select by location a lot more for this because I don't like breaking my features. I like preserving my original input features so that I don't come along later and see this small parcel in here and think that that's the complete parcel and that I'm analyzing the correct data. Instead, I like doing select by location and exporting my selection so that I get the complete parcel for anything that covers my area of interest or the complete any feature of whatever is intersecting my area of interest. There are use cases for clip though. Maybe I need to summarize the type of land use within my area of interest. Maybe I need to know what % of my town is agricultural versus urban, and I need to actually clip those parcels down so that I can assess only the part that's within my area of interest. Okay, so now let's run the tool. If I go to Arc Toolbox, and I'll pin it over here so you can see, I can see in the analysis toolbox under the extraction toolset, there's a tool called clip. I can double click it to open it up. And right now, before I forget, since it's covered up, I'm going to clear my selection since I was just demonstrating that to you. And I want to run my clip operation across this entire parcels data set in order to subset the parcels to my town boundary. And just like other tools, it shows the tool help over here with a graphic that shows visually kind of what I just explained to you. If I have a set of input features, whether points, lines, or polygons, I can subset them to what's inside a clip feature and get only that subset back as a new feature class. So in this case, my input features are my parcels. Those are the features I want to clip. Then my clip features are sort of my stencil, my cutout, what I'm going to use to extract that area of interest from the input features. So I'll click and drag those in. And then my output feature class, it's putting in my default geodatabase for me. Let's name it English, Indiana parcels. And then if I want to set an XY tolerance for what constitutes coordinates being the same, so it could simplify the boundaries a little, I could set that here, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just click OK to run the tool. And it's running at the bottom here. And I get a new parcel dataset back. And if I turn off the others, and I can zoom to it, I see that I get what I expected, which is the same outline of this feature, but it's broken up by the boundaries of the original parcels layer. And in fact, it shares the same attributes because it is an extraction of this layer here. So here are the original attributes, and here are the attributes of what we just extracted. So same fields, same parcels, just the geometry is reconstructed based upon the boundary layer that we clipped it to. And the last thing to notice is I don't have any additional attributes appended on the end here from the English boundary layer, which doesn't really have any attributes of its own that are very interesting, but none of these are appended to the end. So there was no spatial joining going on that occurs when you run the intersect or the spatial join tool. Okay, that's it for this lecture. The clip tool is just a very simple tool that you may want to use based upon your workflows. It'll be really handy when we get to automating workflows. It can fit really nicely into some of those, but for now, it's another way to do something you kind of already knew how to do, which is subset data. But it gives you some different options that may work for particular situations you have. Having multiple ways to go about these helps you decide the best workflows for your projects. In the next lecture, we'll talk about a few other simple tools, the erase and identity tool. See you there.